It's fixed or Phuxxed. And I think this is going to be another Walkman fixed or Phuxxed. And when I say a Walkman, I mean a Walkman. I mean a shiny Walkman. I mean a shiny Walkman wrapped in cartilage packaging for me to be able to find out if it is indeed a Walkman or indeed shiny. Interesting packaging, but is it excessive? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know yet. It's challenging, I'll give it that. Right. Oh, there's going to be tape this side as well. Because, you know, we had to make sure that it didn't fall out of its cocoon through the side of the Jiffy, explode out the side of the postal van, and disappear off to the Bahamas to become a tax exile. That's obviously what it was going to do, if not for this. Okay, we have bubbles within bubbles, within bubbles. Oh, we've got one of those. What we haven't got, kind of disappointingly, is headphones. I say disappointingly, it's not the end of the world. Now, this is a Walkman. The reason I'm going this is because I'm not sure which one it is. It's a 652. What did I previously have? Here it is, a 654. What's the difference? Silver, grey. Remote control cassette player. LCD remote control cassette player. EX652 groove. Bat. I know you've got a battery in you. Stop it. What's the... Apart from the colour, what's the difference? Seriously, I can't... I don't know. Why is one a 2 and one's a 4? I don't know. This one's slightly heavier. Oh, it's got a battery in it. That's why. I might take the battery out of that to put into this one. But, right. Should figure out, because I can't remember. I think it was just sold as, oh, I think it sort of makes beeps and stuff, but it doesn't play tapes. I think, not very often, I think that's what this was about. So I'm going to, we're going to put a tape in. I'm just going to press play. I'm just going to press play. I hear motor whir, I do not hear clicky clicky. Oh, that's a familiar noise. Right, okay. I think it's going to be one of them, as in the drive belt. So I'm going to make sure that I've got the right spanners and the spare drive belt, and then I'll be back. Now, before I take this apart, in fact, no, while I take this apart, because I may as well... Oh, it's a bit of interesting. This might need a bit of a clean. Well, that's fairly tidy, isn't it? I'm going to go on my belt rant a little bit here. Once I've figured out what I'm going to put the screws on to keep them safe. My belt rant. The belt I purchased... Yeah, the belt I purchased from eBay. Well, the original pack of belts. Like 1,000,000 belts for half a pence. They've all been bloody useless. They're too thick. They maybe work in a standard cassette deck, but none of the personal stereos I have been trying... Oh, bit of a dent there, that's a shame. None of the personal stereos I have tried them in, and I have tried... I don't know, 5 or 6. I tried 5 or 6 of different makes, and the belts sound like crap in every single one. And it seems to be because the belts are, from reading up, and this is where it gets geeky, tedious detail, and I do want these videos to be entertaining as well as informative. Well, in fact, frankly, I'm more worried about them being entertaining than informative, but I also want them to inform. Is it edutainment? Edutainment might be what I'm aiming for, or could just be a word I've just made up that I shouldn't have. But they, the standard, well, the eBay cheapy belts, let's see if I have one immediately to hand. The eBay cheapy belts, this is obviously not the right size for length for one of these, but they're too thick. They apparently are something like 1.2 millimeters thick, and they should be 0.6. And it just seems to put too much strain on everything, and so the everythings just don't work. And when the everythings don't work, you know, it doesn't, it loads the motor up too much or something. It just comes out like crap. That's where I'm going with this. It just really, don't use them. I did, learn from my mistake, and I make many mistakes. Don't just learn from my mistakes singular, like I've only ever made one mistake in my life. I started this channel, I started this channel, then I bought crap. That's at least 2 mistakes. Yeah, learn from me, do not buy those belts. This one belt, this one Walkman, allegedly for this Walkman belt, this one belt cost as much as the 100 pack of Chinese ones that don't work. So you go, oh, 100, it's like a penny a belt, or, you know, well, I suppose 5p. It's 5p a belt, and that's a 5, it's 100 times more. It's far too expensive. Yeah, except you're going to be throwing the crap ones away. I don't know if you're doing any damage when you're using them, but you're certainly not going to be getting any joy out of them. Anyway, I'm going to press play. Is it complaining about the battery? No, there we go. We can see the motor spinning. Well, I don't know if you can actually, it's very small. The motor is spinning and it's not turning anything. There's no tension left on that belt whatsoever. So if I whiz this belt off, this is a belt being whizzed off, because getting them off is kind of easy, and also it feels a bit, not tacky, but squeaky. It's like squeaky rubber. It feels a bit squeaky rubber. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's lost its grip. It's maybe just stretched and squeaky. One of the worst children's TV shows I've ever seen. New belt. Old belt, old belt. Oh, old belt, very sag. Lots of sag. That's the old belt, and it still has space to go. Right, so the old belt is very, very stretched and squeaky. New belt, not squeaky. I'm going to stop talking about squeaky belts now and just fit the damn thing. So on these, because I'm really wondering what the difference between a 2 and a 4 is. The mechanism looks identical. The circuit board looks identical. It's identical. Please explain. Somebody explain to me, what is the difference between a 2 and a 4? I mean, obviously apart from 4 being 2 2s. But this is not 2 Walkmans, this is just the one. And the other one is not 2 of these. And the other one isn't half of one of these, and this isn't half of one of those. I don't understand why there's a 2 and a 4. And really, I'm just trying to think of things to say, because I'm really crap at getting the belt fed through this. It's just that bit there. Just that bit there. Once I get that, it still goes horribly wrong. Once I get that, I can pretend I'm actually any good at this. There. Like I've done this so many times. No, I should be an expert. No, I'm just criticising myself for not being good enough on like my 3rd attempt ever. That's the belt. Do you see spinnies? No, because it's being confused because it hasn't got a tape to play. But do you see spinnies? It's doing spinny! Doing spinny is a good thing. Next thing to do is to put a tape in and then plug it into speakers. Let's find a tape. Let's find this one. This one will do. The charity shop wet tape. Let's plug into speakers. And is that just the end of the tape? Oh no, the volume was down. Ooh. Maybe this one needs a bit of a head clean or something as well. It seems a little quieter than I was expecting, but I'm not panicking yet. That is a bit muffled though, isn't it? However, it is doing spinny spinny, so this is the start. And now this is the stop. And this is the test tape. So let's well that's louder. Maybe it just doesn't like that tape. Now, is that the 3000? That's the annoying tone. Oh, they're both the annoying tone. Right, I will fire up the tone analyzer. That's what it's called. It isn't what it's called. I just can't remember what it is called. There it is. And what's it saying? Well, am I on 1 kilohertz? I hope I'm on 1 kilohertz, otherwise this is playing really wrong. Oh, which one's fast forward? We're going spinny spinny. Spinny spinny is what we were looking for, really. Is that beep saying, oh, I'm looking for the next track? Or is it just beeping to say, yeah, I'm doing something, but screw you? I don't know. I need a manual for these things. Oh, that's quite a high one. How high does that think it is? 10? That might be aiming to be about 10. So what's on the other side? Ah, there we go. 490? Hold on, 490? I don't think there's a 490 on this. Where's the list? This is a £10 test tape from an eBay seller. There's a 1,000, a 10,000, a 400. Oh, there is a 500. Oh, is this the 500? I don't know. And I also don't know if I'm rewinding or fast forwarding because I don't have any clue about anything. I'm an idiot. Don't take any notice of what I'm doing. Why watch my videos and then don't take any notice of what I'm doing? That's how stupid I am. Right. Okay, well I'm guessing that's supposed to be 1,000 because we don't have anything else in that region. This, apparently, is the speed control. I'm going to hold that up so you can see it. There. That, you turn that to control, or to adjust the motor speed, which then adjusts the pitch. It's at 980, which isn't really good enough. Neither is the screwdriver. Anti-clockwise seems to make it go faster, so I presume clockwise makes it go slower. And that's bubbling between 999 and 1001, which I'm going to say, you know, wow, fluttery, blah, blah, blah. I don't really understand these terms. Apparently it's when it goes woo, woo, woo. Well, the woo, woo, woo is kind of... My ears aren't as convinced as this microphone, but it seems to be kind of okay. So, right, that should be playing at the correct speed. That's a very annoying pitch, isn't it? That should be playing at the correct speed. I'm going to just pop this open, pop the tape out. I really can't even see if that's a dirty head. I've got something stuck in it. I might need to give this a bit of a clean up. So, I'm going to try giving this a bit of a clean up. I'm going to screw the back on because I don't think there's anything I can do here that's going to make a difference. I don't know, it does sound a little bit fuzzy, but maybe something here could benefit from being replaced. I don't know, and I don't know, how does the board come out? I don't want to have to take it all apart. I'm going to try just cleaning the head with a bit of alcohol. I find that is a good way to live life. And then I will be back to let you know how it's gone. I'm having some very strange issues with this. It's trying to be a tape chewer. I don't expect £1 million actual Walkman to be a tape chewer. It even tried to chew the £10 test tape. Yeah, I don't fully get what's going on. And I've had the clicky a couple of times, but the belt definitely has good tension. Now, I'm just an idiot trying to teach myself things. So I can't be certain about anything. I don't know. This is it not detecting the tape. Now I'm wondering, how does it know when the tape is turning? What's it looking for to tell it the tape is turning? Is it looking for that to happen? If I keep doing that, does it keep thinking the tape's turning? If I stop doing that, does it think the tape isn't turning? No, it's just going constantly now. I don't know. Now I am going to say that maybe I should have kept turning the tape. That isn't there. Maybe I should have kept pretending to be a tape that was turning. But I am going to say that the clicky. Why are you doing clicky? The capstan. It shouldn't be the belt. These bolts are identical. These capstans, I believe they're called. They look a bit grotty, and the pinch rollers look thoroughly disgusting. So I'm going to give cleaning those up a go, but I want to understand why. Okay, yes, you're thinking there's no tape or there's something going on, I don't know. I'm perplexed and bemused and unimpressed. I was really thinking it might just be the belt, because anything more complicated than that, and I am so out of my depth. But I'm going to try cleaning up the things I can see that look like they need cleaning up. First, I'm just going to run a tape cleaning tape through it, and when that doesn't work, I'm going to probably resort to alcohol. For this, not me. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, that was fun, except it really wasn't. It did involve liberal quantities of alcohol for the Walkman, and it still wasn't joyous. Yeah, I did a load of cleaning. I cleaned the head, I tried to clean the capstans and pinch rollers, and I probably ended up getting alcohol into the bearings, drying them out. I don't know, no I don't, I suspect not, I was quite careful. But I can't trust anything. But I did all of that, and I was still getting good sound on one direction, and crap sound full of dropouts on the other direction. I thought, this is weird. Is it a head alignment issue? I've still got another one of these kicking around, let's have a look. And also let's find a service manual. Found a service manual, said, you don't align the heads on these. The heads are aligned by the factory. Well, actually that was a forum post said that. The service manual just didn't talk about it. Mechanical adjustments were, oh, tension the belt to 3.12 grams in one direction. I was like, I don't even know how to do that. The service manual also said, and I was getting quite offended by this, just to unsolder several things here to take the board off to get to the mechanism. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't always trust my soldering, and that's a lot of delicate. No, I don't even know which point you're talking about when you say to unsolder something there. I really don't want to do that if I don't have to. And I thought I was going to have to until I noticed. If you see the head is there. If I tilt this, which way is better to tilt it? If I tilt it this way, the head should be kind of perpendicular to the cassette and the body and the capstans and all of that stuff. And it wasn't. It was kind of leaning a bit like that. Or maybe more like that. Maybe like that. It was leaning back. The bottom pair of heads were making really good contact with the tape. And the top pair of heads were not. As for the alignment, it appears that there are two guides. They are not girl guides. They do not sell cookies in America. They are tape guides. And when guiding the tape, of course, if they're pushed back, they're not guiding the tape anyway. The tape is just going wobbly wobbly far away. And this was very odd. This was very scary because I figured I had to get this off this, and the guide just said, undo 4 claws. 4 claws? 4 claws? Just the Santa Claus. I'm not going to undo Santa Claus either. But what do you mean by 4 claws? I don't think it was the world's best translation. But undo 4 claws and then lift and blah blah blah. And I gave it a few goes, and I was terrified of breaking it because I guess I'm not going to get another one of these without buying another one of these. Terrified of breaking it, but I think I've got it off pretty much intact. I think it can go. I'm going to tempt fate here. I think it can go back on moderately successfully. But I did that, and that allowed me to see, no screwdriver, to see the back of head. This is the back of the head, and here is a very out of focus bit of metal that's never going to come into focus, is it? Oh, I hate this camera so much. Ah, there we go. Kind of like a bit of metal, and there's one there, and those are the shaped bits of metal that the head retainy thing with its non-cookie guides screws onto. And it's kind of this bit here, and it's pushed down in one direction by this, and pushed down in the other direction by one that I can't get my proddy thing on. And I looked and I thought, well, is that sitting right there? And it seemed to be sitting right, or maybe slightly lifted. And I thought, well, while I'm waiting for the camera to charge, because the battery in this is really crap, I'll just see if I've got any movement in this to kind of wiggle it around, see if there's any adjustments, see if there's anything loose that I can then, have to take the circuit board off, I suppose, and kind of do properly, but be able to get on video. And I don't know quite what I did. And I'm annoyed that I did it without the camera on, but I'm glad I did it anyway. Whatever I did, here's me trying to explain to you, well, the head should be perpendicular, and it was over like that, like that. Well, the bloody thing looks perpendicular now to me. That looks like it's sitting at a proper right angle to the board. Well, to the body. The board is underneath. I don't know. I don't know. I have to compare it to my other one, but first I've got to reassemble it, because then I need to see, well, is that giving about the same gap as the other one is? It was definitely way far back at the top compared to the other one initially. So, before I go away to put this back together, I am going to put a battery in. And in this increasingly weight-reduced Walkman, I'm going to stick with the one I was already using, and I'm just going to see. Oh yes, I had to pop the catch for the lid, which also pulls the head back. I'm going to be a bit geeky for a moment, just for a change. This head is not as deep as a typical cassette playing head, tape playing head. It's kind of like half the thickness, and it doesn't have very far to go to come back. So the lid catch also does that, and there's a slidey catch just there that pulls it back. Right, and that allows me to get the tape in. I'm going to do that, because I did spin this around a few times just to see what was happening, but I haven't done it with audio yet. Better plug the speakers in, because I'm on powered ones now. Speakers in, and I'm going to press play very tentatively. Bit loud. Okay, that's sounding kind of okay to me, but that's the direction that already was. That's kind of like normal forward. I want to see what it's like in reverse. Oh no, I think that's a massive improvement. I'm talking over this because I do not want a copyright strike on a not even can be monetized video, because thank you YouTube for hating small YouTubers. I know I rant about that a lot, but with good reason. But that, I was getting so many dropouts and it was distant. I had noticed if I held the tape slightly down on one corner it got better, which is why I thought alignment. But I'm going to stop that because I do worry about the whole copyright crap. Yeah, so far I think that's the problem. I'd started looking through the service manual at the schematic, and I'm presuming that's the main audio chip. I might not be. I can't remember now. Maybe it's on the other side of the board. But I'd started looking through the schematic going, oh, could it be a bad component to the chip? Could it be a bad audio chip? How do I know what value of capacitor or resistor I need? Where would I get another audio amplifying, processing, whatever the hell it is chip? Oh God, is this just a write-off? Well, it seems to have just been a bent head. But, oh, before I start putting it back together, I will say I did notice a ding. Here we go. I'd noticed a bit of a ding in the lid. I say here we go, I'll find the lid in a minute. Back of the lid just had, and I've straightened it out a bit now, but had a bit of a dent in it. So I'm just wondering if this kind of got dropped and if it knocked something just that caused it to jump out of alignment, and while I was fiddling, it popped back in. Anyway, enough talking crap. I'm going to go away, put this back together, and then come back to see if it still works when it's in one piece. And yeah, hopefully it will. It's back together. There is noise. You may not be believing that the noise is coming from this. Well, there you can see the tape. Can you see the tape? You can see it turning, and you can hear noise. See? I'd have to be really good at camera trickery to be able to fake that. That's how you know it isn't fake, because I'm crap at camera trickery and editing. Yeah, there we go. It plays, let's give it a little bit of volume, copyright strike be damned. So we have about that much volume in, that's the reverse direction. That's the one that was really bad previously. And I'd say it's pretty much the same volume as that one. So, I will leave that ticking over in the background so you can see it continuing to work. We have buttons on the back. Oh, I wanted to point out one that it's just the Y button so far as I'm concerned. Let's be able to hear this. Right, and then let's put the audio volume limiter on. Why? I know it was a thing to protect your ears, but why make it to the point of can't hearness? Just seems silly. Anyway, not a lot more I can say about this. It's clearly not had the easiest life as a Walkman. I gave it a quick clean over, but there are scuffs, there's that ding in the lid. It's been banged around, that's probably, maybe why the tape head wasn't where it was supposed to be. It's cosmetically worn, but it's still a good little unit. And more important than it being a good little unit, it's a fixed good little unit.